And we're live. What is this, Lady Ada?
I'm so excited, because this is another Hanging on Air that we're doing, like we do every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. It's me, Lady Ada. This is Mr. Lady Ada. He has a really cool garbage shirt.
We went to a concert.
We're here at the Adafruit factory. This is my desk where I break things and then I later have to fix them. But you, the viewer, you're going to show off your awesome projects, because that's what you're here for. You're going to entertain me for a half an hour.
All right.
And yourself, of course, and show off your cool projects. So we're going to start off with Noah and Pedro, and then we'll call on everybody, and we have to get out of here at 7:50.
Yeah.
We have to get out a little early. Please help us get out a little early.
So keep your projects about 3 minutes, and we'll be able to get through
2 to 3
everyone
minutes.
and everything. Noah and Pedro from Adafruit, South, East.
There you go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, this week we have a collaboration project with Phil B. This is a countdown clock. And what are we counting down to, Pedro?
Your mortality.
Is it my death or your death? Who's going to die first?
Actually, I think it's Halley's Comet that's on there. Because
so you can put whatever date you want in the Arduino sketch. So Halley's Comet, is that when we're all going to die?
Yeah, so it gives you the total minutes countdown for that.
Okay.
And we...
That's a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
but hey,
it goes fast, though.
You can use it for any countdown. It could be when the election's happening this year.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a death clock.
No.
It's a march to the end of something.
Yeah.
And so, and this is partly my fault. I did say, could you make it a death clock? So I'll take some of the blame on this. But it's neat because you can look at the days that you have together, roughly.
I think it's cool. I don't know, because like, people are always building these countdown clocks. So this is like a really nice 3D printed case. You can change whatever the laser cut or laser milled thing is.
Yeah.
Yep, so all the files available.
What's it have? A 7-segment, 2 segment?
Yep, so it's a Pro Trinket,
LEDs?
2 7-segment displays, and a RTC.
Okay.
With a little 12mm coin cell battery in there to keep track, so you can unplug this, plug it back in, it'll remember what time.
Cool. All right, that's a
very
simple
simple, quick print. All the files are available, so you can customize the faceplate, or you can CNC it. All the paths are already inside the Fusion 360 file, so it's ready to go. Cool, that's a simple one.
Okay.
Love will tear us apart. Thank you. And Pedro. All right, next up.
Next up, Morgan.
Morgan.
Hello, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Your mic and show us your project.
Look at those cool bins.
Yeah.
Cool
I'm a little bit of a hoarder. So, quick project here. It's just a 3D print. I made
I saw this on, you tweeted or something recently?
This is so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know it. So.
It's just a circuit playground. Actually, 2 of them, and then I created these cases for it, and it's the yo-yo. So it's a really easy print, just 2 prints, a left and a right, and they just have embedded hardware.
Hold it up a little bit.
Yeah, can you hold it? Okay,
there you go.
Yep, and so you can just press in the hardware while it's warm. It works. I'm not very good at yo-yoing, but hey, it's worth a shot. And then I figure there's all sorts of cool programming things you could do with it. I mean, you could use the accelerometer. You could do stuff with music, with tones. I mean, I was planning to use a different camera, but that didn't seem to come through. So we'll see if I can.
Okay.
But
that's cool! Yay!
It works.
I loved yo-yos as a kid. I don't know why I collected yo-yos, but everybody did.
Yeah, they're super fun. Like I said, that's an easy print. Another one is I did these little bumpers. A battery fits right in there, and it snaps right onto this piece here, and then the tabs snap onto the circuit playground. So it's really secure. If you shake it really hard, nothing comes out, and you're going to relieve the strain on your wires, which is really nice. There's cutouts for everything. So another nice way to keep your projects organized. So.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Morgan, and thank you for showing. These are my favorite projects where you take 3D printing and you take electronics, and then you do a project that you can show others. You can bring it out into the world, and that's like a yo-yo's perfect.
I know it's funny. I never even thought it's like, oh, it's round, it's wearable. I never even thought it could be a yo-yo, but then I saw the picture on Twitter, and I'm like, oh my God, that is such a good idea, because you've got this sensor and the lights, and it's like you could do tricks at night, and it'd be so
kids are gonna love
cool.
This. So we'll figure out ways to spread the word about your project more.
Thank you.
So email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you an SC on the show and tell sticker.
Sweet, thanks.
And thank you so much, Morgan.
Yay, yo-yo.
Noah and Pedro, you may want to start another project with a yo-yo thing.
Collab.
Yeah. All right. Okay, next up, Orlando. Let's see.
Bring in the analog.
Orlando's.
Uh-oh.
Camera's
Videos.
not working.
Oh.
Orlando's gone.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe I'll be back.
Roger. Roger, unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hello, Roger.
How you guys doing?
Hey.
Today my project is I took a PID controller and I added it to the Raspberry Pi. I also had to add some LEDs just to kick it up a little bit. So I made a little custom PCB with some NeoPixels, and there's my board here that I made. Custom board, all the printouts and everything. And as we boot it up, you can see it takes a minute to boot up into the Raspberry, and it boots directly into the program, which is kind of nice. So you don't have to open up the program yourself or anything. It's already there. It's just ready to go.
And that's the Raspberry Pi screen that you've got.
Yeah, that is correct. The Raspberry Pi touchscreen, as well as I talked to a couple glass blowers, and this is a nice piece that I had made. The LEDs are up inside the percolator, up inside the rig. So what we can do is turn on.
Okay, this is tobacco, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Turn on the LEDs, and you can see the center percolator is all UV reactive, and then you can use it.
That's funny.
With the thing, or you can just turn on the regular NeoPixels and have it a little breathing color.
Okay. Ooh, that's nice. And then the PID controllers for the heating?
That is correct. There is a heating coil. Everything's ran on 12 volts, 10 amps. There's a heating coil that connects to it, XLR, and everything's broken out, connected to a DB15 breakout.
Wow, this is an awesome project.
And so next week I'll have the 3D printed cases finally in. I had a 3D. It's just not here in time.
Awesome. Come by. I'd love to see it. This is an epic project. I love how you just you're like, I'm not gonna have a heater. I'm gonna have a PID controlled heater. It's gonna be like perfect.
Well, I have a PID controller, and they're boring, and all it does is control heat. And that's it.
Yeah.
I wanted to add music, radio, video, whatever you can. I mean, it's a Raspberry Pi 3, so
yeah.
I first started this project. It was the Raspberry Pi 2 just was released when I first started working on this project. So it's been a little while in the project.
All right. Awesome.
Seems like yesterday to us, though. You're talking to the right people. It was like just yesterday the Raspberry Pi 2 came.
I know. They was like yesterday. All right. Thanks, Roger.
Right,
Come back.
Thanks so much, Roger.
Show us updates.
Yeah. Email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send out a sticker that you can put on the side of that thing. All right. Next.
The sun is coming out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the sun is,
right behind
directly coming in. All right.
And the sun.
Next,
okay.
Charles. Hey, Charles. How's it going? Unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hello again. So, all right, there's an update. We got the flex fingers moving here, and yep, here's the servos.
Yeah.
So as the flex sensor bends, it'll move all 5 servos. Yep. Next step will be to use another wicked feather and have a wireless control from this glove to the servos. And I printed the TPU flexible hand over here. So that's going to be a new challenge where they have to create a prosthetic or helping device that'll be used to help people that have hands that are stuck closed. So I'm going to redesign this with some rings that you'll just kind of slide your fingers in and be able to help extend to be an external tendon. And this is a Les Hall's phone home project, so it uses the Huzzah and has some batteries. Right now it just measures the battery voltage and sends that through Internet of Things, IoT, to read it, but it's going to eventually be used with a flex sensor to measure how many times it's being used. and then send that to an online database so we can see the usage of these kind of hands.
Neat.
All right, you've got projects, and I like your collection of As Show and Tell stickers there. So excellent. You can continue to add to it. Email support@adafruit.com, and we'll send you another one. You keep making, we'll keep sending you stickers.
I love the matching 3D printed tie glasses. You always have it going on every time. Sometimes orange, sometimes red, sometimes blue.
Looking sharp.
Looking sharp.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Carter. How's it going, Carter? Unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hey, going good. My project this week is a Raspberry Pi camera project.
Oh wow!
And I went ahead and kind of watching the other videos. I got a little bit of the boot up out of the way to save you guys time. But I was going to show you that you power it up and you get a menu and you start it up in access point mode, and it's going to run a little server.
Is that one of those underwater cases that you use as a camera case?
It is.
That's smart. That's
okay. Let me. I'll run you through the hardware this way.
Ooh.
There's inside the camera. There's a board that's got a LCD display, a little 5-way navigation switch, and then the Power Boost 500 charger on one side. Then on the other side is the battery, a Raspberry Pi A+, and a Wi-Fi dongle. And then I used a ribbon cable to do all the wiring, so there was very low profile. So it's just a old ribbon cable cut off, and all the wiring's attached to that. Got a wiring diagram to show how it's all hooked up. The camera is just on a little round disc of wood that fits down in the lens cavity.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put the camera board or the A+ board together, and in it slides. And there just happens to be these internal ribs where it all fits together with friction.
Mm.
And then that's pretty much it. So yeah, the engineering on this is amazing. All these buttons are waterproof.
Yeah.
I don't really use them. It's got this. There's the model number on it. That was made for some Canon camera that was obsolete in 6 months. But you go to a thrift store and you can find this flying around
I had one of these
for a couple bucks.
And I was thinking a long time ago, I like the clear electronic aesthetic, and they make great project cases.
Yeah, because you can see the battery and you can see all the stuff there.
I love how big it is.
So anyway, so with the server running, the idea was now we can control it from a phone. So this is basically, I made this time lapse. So I go out and I'll set it up somewhere and get it configured instead of using just the little LCD on the back. I have a Python program that uses Tornado and serves up a web page, so you can set up the time lapse. On this screen, you can set up the exposure, and then on this screen, there's a live view. This will come alive here. Hello.
That's cool.
So that's how you would line up your shot. So let's say you want to look at what's going over here on this desk. Looks like there's a phone and some stuff. And of course, you could rotate it and do it however you want.
That's cool.
To get better resolution. But then once you got the alignment set up, for time lapse, you don't really want to run in auto mode because you want all the images to be the same. So then you would just kind of figure out the proper settings, take a sample image. And this is actually a reasonably full res image that it's pushing down. So you could, even though it's small here, you could open up and look at it. So overlay some information, rule of third lines, and a histogram. Because out in the bright sunlight, I pretty much have to just rely on histogram data to set the exposure. So I really can't just look at the image and tell if it's good or not. So once you've got that in place, then it's just a matter of deciding what you want to do in terms of, say, 15 seconds and take 300 images. And it'll say, all right, that's going to take, 3,000. That's too many.
Oh, no.
So there you go. It's going to take an hour and 15 minutes to do all of that. You say you're good with it. You say yes. And off it goes. So it says it's running, it gives you the name, how many images it's taken, how long till the next image, how long until the time lapse is done, and then kind of the same thing in terms of wall clock time, total images it's going to take. So this is a typical setup for a time lapse to be an hour or two. So you can go away, do something, come back, reconnect to the network, bring this page up again and see how things are doing. And there's a very terse version of it on the back of the LCD also. But we're not going to do that. You can cancel it. And it takes you back, and you could start all over and do another one if you want. So then the other trick is how do you power this thing down? So I got this button here that basically if you navigate to a web page, it's pretty much the most unsafe thing you could do, but it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It sends out a halt command if you go to this web page. So you've got a confirmation. It says powering down, gives you a neon cat, and the camera back here is powering down. So bye-bye. And I pretty much just wait until the LEDs go off on the LCD, give it a couple 10 more seconds to make sure it's good, and then I can kill the power, which is just via I soldered a slide switch onto the power boost, and that's just the main power for the whole thing. And that's pretty much it. So just like in a cooking show, I will now bring out a finished product.
Oh, nice.
This is one of the first ones I did, was just kind of just to set up to see if it worked. I like it because there's a slug that comes out and cruises across the little Buddha statue and and plays around with some of the stuff. So here he comes. He's underneath there.
Yeah.
And he comes around the backside of his stomach. Zip, zip, zip. And he disappears, and he comes back and nibbles on some stuff. So, you know, basically just your standard little fun time-lapse kinds of stuff. Lots of time-lapse of clouds and other fun things.
2 slug friends.
And there you go.
All right. That's awesome.
So
Thank you, Carter.
That's my project.
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Carter. Email support@adafruit.com for an S-scene on the show and tell sticker. And I wish I could go back in time with that camera, because I've had so many cameras that don't do a good job like yours does.
Yeah, that is quite nice.
It's a really good camera. We're trying to do.
It's a Version 1 Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's like that's better than like all the time. Like
I know, because you can program it.
All I spend all my time is like fighting with camera interfaces.
Yeah, I know.
Good job. Okay.
Okay.
Next up, Scott. Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Sorry?
Give us a quick update. What's going on?
Yeah, quick update. So the site launched. I've had a few sales, which is cool. Not like selling themselves like I thought they would, but you know, it's hard. What I wanted to do is just a brief overview of the test jig, because I've been like itching to show the test jig for ages. Little background, there's control boards that look like this, and there's mod boards that look like this. The control boards stack onto the mod boards, or vice versa. The mods stack on the control boards. And so what the test jig's job is, it's twofold. For control boards, we want to make sure that we can flash it, and we flash it with a test program, and then test all the connectivity to the 80-pin connector. And then for the mods, we want to check that all of the connections through the connector are what we expect. So what I did is I started with a STM32 Discovery board. This is the F3 version, and I basically made kind of like a shield for it. And I like had to clip all the tall components off of it. So it's like a hacked up Discovery board. But what that gives me is an ST-Link built in, which is super cool for flashing the STM32s in production. So what you would do is you'd plug in 2 of these USBs. One of the USBs is to the test jig, and one's to the ST-Link. And then you also power it, so you can, there's a high side power switch, and if you short something, it'll fault out for you. But basically, so when you're testing, you have everything plugged in here, and you can take a mod, and you can just stack it onto its spot there. And then this ribbon cable connects to the top of it, and you can read any one of the pins up top. Sorry. You can read any one of the pins up top, so you can set one high and then read all the top pins to figure out where it ended up. Because like I showed last week, the pins aren't connected one-to-one, they shift. So that's the basic gist of it. There's a nice go button.
Elegant.
And it's kind of an interesting software solution, because there's Python code that runs on the host Windows computer, and it makes actually all the test decisions about like what to test and whether you pass or fail. And then the code that's running on the jig itself is low-level code that just basically has functions you can tell it to do, like do this processing to give me the output. And the nice thing with that is that for every mod and control board, I can just load the same software, and the Python's the only thing that changes.
Cool. Yeah, we did something similar, except we ended up, because we couldn't have 1,000 Windows computers, so we have a Raspberry Pi. And the Python runs on a Raspberry Pi, and then it connects, because it can also do some hardware checking for simple boards. So again, that way it's all contained, and it's like, you know, when Windows 10 updates, it doesn't break.
Yeah. Well, I was totally talking to Macrofab about doing that, but they're Windows shop right now, so I was down there to work through the bugs, and it went pretty well. It also reports to like Google Data Store, so I can actually see like all the test jig reports and when they did them last and all that stuff too, which is pretty cool.
Okay, epic. Thanks for the update, Scott.
You got to show me an Intel sticker if you want one. You know that.
Yeah, I know. And thank you for the tutorials on the test jig stuff. It was like right around when I was doing all this design stuff.
Yay!
Yeah, a lot of folks ask us why do we do things like that when we don't necessarily sell things, and this is the reason, because
OpenOCD, man, like I just lost like 5 days of my life. OpenOCD. It just kills you. It kills you.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I had seen that earlier.
Someone who watches this,
it wouldn't,
all that matters.
You gotta go through it no matter
what.
Life
you save.
Maybe
Okay, so we're going to try to get through the last 3 folks here. If you each could keep it to like a couple minutes, we'll be able to do it. Lon, and then Aiden, and then see Scott. Speed round it.
Okay. Doing a lot of Twitch streaming, trying to do that 4 times a week now. So we're still working on the old space gun.
That's nice.
You can see there's this round area here. We're going to have round neopixels there, and this little square here is where the alphanumeric display is going to go. And so 3 of the 4 streams this week were on code. So we'll quick go around what's going inside of here so you can see it. So right now there's an Uno that'll get replaced by a Pro Trinket. We've got the old sound effects board, which is the combo version that you're not selling right now. Got some speakers coming off of there. We got a force-sensitive resistor for our switch, a bunch of neopixels, the alphanumeric display, and the I2C accelerometer. And now I have sample code and animations for all. Ooh, fire up for all of the parts. So the idea with it on the board here is if I was holding it like the gun. So if it's red, the orientation is front. If I aim it at the ground, the orientation is the ground is green, sky is blue. If I roll it towards myself, that's roll in, and it goes yellow. If I roll it away from myself, it's teal, and that's roll out. So we have all those orientations on the gun. So like configuration mode is going to be aim it at the ground and pull the trigger. And then when you got all your configurations set, it'll have messages on the board there, on the alphanumeric, and you aim it at the sky and pull the trigger to configure your setting. And then the modes will be like different space guns and stuff. And so I've got scrolling text working. I've got a number of animations, little star spinners for the alphanumeric, and I'm working on a whole pile of different animations for the neopixels. So that's our update.
That's an epic update.
Very cool. Well, of course, as you know, show and tell sticker can fit on there. Email support at adafruit.com. We'll send you one. All right. Ian, how's it going?
Hello. So today I have a cool new method for making really thin, soft robotic actuators. Now, I want to be completely upfront. This has been done before in a very similar method by researchers at Harvard, but I figured I'd do it myself because why not?
They're not on the show until you are.
True. So I took this rectangular mold, I filled it up halfway, then once that silicone had cured, I put this little template over it. And then with that template on, I sprayed it with this. So this is used to make it easier to get your casts out of a mold. However, it does that by preventing the resin from curing just a slight bit. So I spray it over the silicone that I had, and as a result, it only gets on the places that aren't covered by the template. So then when I pour more silicone over it, only the parts that were covered by the template cure. So as a result, I can create a very thin piece of silicone like this that still has a almost zero volume air chamber.
Wow, that is super skinny.
So yep. So that was the first test I made. Then I made another one. That's kind of cool. Oh, wrong way.
Whoa.
Kind of bubbles up, not evenly, but and then I figured So let's try and actually get some good movement out of this. So I just finished this one, which if I inflate it, and deflate it, and it's flat again.
Cool. That's some nice actuating. Very skinny. It's amazing you can do it with 3D printing.
Yeah. I believe the researchers made their templates by laser cutting, but I don't have a laser cutter actively at my disposal, so I use my printer.
Make do.
I want to quickly show something else.
Okay.
Maybe you learned from the pseudo-random that went up yesterday. I'm currently interning at Super Releaser, the
congratulations.
Soft robotics for hard problems.
Run by Matthew Borgatti. And then, so the other day, one of the other scientists there, Carrie, taught me and Matt how to heat seal Mylar. So this is a little Mylar actuator I made.
Ooh, interesting.
So as you can see, when it inflates, it retracts. So that is what I've got for today.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Cool.
Email support@adafruit.com for an estimate on the show and tell sticker, and it was fantastic to do the soft robotics pseudo-random. We were thinking about you the whole time. We're like, yes, we know exactly who this show is going to be for. We know there's going to be someone tuning in for sure, because it's a new and emerging field of robotics. It's cool that you're part of it.
Yes. You picked the right guy to hang out with. Matthew Borgatti's pretty cool.
Thank you. All right. And C. Scott, play us out.
Hey guys, I'll be real quick here, of course. You remember the board that my first boss wanted me to do? Here's my rendition of it. There's plenty of room on there for other stuff, but this is 3 phases of a phase angle firing circuit for SCR power control with a current limited front end. You just send 0 to 5 volts for the how much power you want it to put through, and it has a ramp start, a slow start circuit. I'm going to get a couple made, send them to them to get built, see if they work. And if they do, great. Meanwhile, mini pots have arrived. It's about 700 pots. That's for all the Chrominiuses I have to build between now and November. Sent off for the panels. As you can see, the Adafruit LCD slot here. I hope I have everything lined up right, but I have some longer standoff buttons that will come through these holes in the panel here, but this one covers the majority of the board. These strange cutouts on the sides are for the 1/4-inch jacks and the USB, and then I left a little stub here so that the ISP programming header's right there. But where am I? Meanwhile, I'm entering many parts into my spreadsheet to program the pick and place with, and generally a big runaround. I'll show you the case I got next week. I'll be bringing to NobCon that holds all my personal stuff that I'm going to show off there and try and take orders for. So anyway, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Noam Pedro. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Lon. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Carter. Thank you, Aiden. And Orlando, he's going to be back next week.
Next week.
On Twitter. So we'll see everybody in just a few minutes on Ask an Engineer. And thank you once again for making this the most fun half an hour of our week.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Later.